Samar, thank you for joining us. Before the others come, I will introduce you briefly. Uh,
Sure.
yes, is the CEO of She's Arab. It's a speakers platform who gives women visibility and visibility and allows them to have and to reach speaking opportunities throughout the world. So, Samar, I'm waiting for the others. We will start with you. Samar, what drove you to do what you're doing, and what is your why? What is your why? Why you're a game changer in the region? You're a game changer because in our culture it's not so obvious for women to go take a mic and speak. What is your mission, and how did you make it?
Well, thank you very much, Nabou, for this introduction, and it's such a great opportunity to be here at such an important event at Exposition Africa. We're really happy to be here and represent the region. Let's go to the why and the what and the how, as you rightly put it. I'm personally driven by passion, and I really believe that this is, my purpose in life. What I'm doing right now. She is Arab is a purpose driven call to action, if I may put it this way. We have a vision for Arab women to be represented equally in the global economy. And that is my true driver. This is what, I wake up every morning and I'm just, ready to go. So, what better way to do this than through a platform that connects and supports women everywhere across different geographies, different sectors, different backgrounds. We're really on a mission to magnify the role and the achievements of Arab women in the economy. And I mean, I guess we must be doing something right to be here at this event today with you, right? Trying to shed light on success stories and role models from the region, offer professional development opportunities for these women, offer networking and visibility opportunities. We're striving and hoping to really make a difference. And there's no shortage of talent in the region, and we're here to prove it. So
And
sure.
also, as tech entrepreneurs, I would like to know, Samar, when you did at the stage where you are now, do you think that you have succeeded? Have you? Do you think that you have succeeded? And do you think? What do you think you should be doing next? What would be the next step? Whatever the answer is.
Well, that is a tough question, Nabou. I think my mission will take a long time to achieve. I mean, I feel that I would have accomplished my mission when I really, walk into an event and see half of the speakers are women, or, find gender equal panels, or when the percentage of C-suite executives, grows and even surpasses the current 30% target that is commonly aspired. As they always say, it's a floor and not a ceiling, hopefully for more than 30%. But I believe I've started in a way achieving my mission. But I would say that success for me is a constantly moving target. It's a journey, right? But I guess we're on the right track. We're in a good place right now, and have garnered the support of some amazing women from all over, including Reem and Noor, who will hopefully be able to join us eventually. We must be doing something right. The next step for us, I would say, is I'm really excited about the momentum and the positive, overwhelmingly positive support that we've received as a startup. But I would strive to bring more women on board, support them on their growth and development learning journeys, provide them more opportunities, work hard for to increase their representation, and improve our platform offerings as well. So hopefully that is in the progress at the moment, and it will be revamped in 2021. So a lot's going on at my end, especially with all the pivots we've had to make during COVID-19.
But Noor, Samar, sorry. Originally, you're not a tech person. So, as a non-tech person, how did you manage to address the challenge of entering the tech ecosystem as a business? And Noor, since Rim and Samar, since Rim and Noor are not joining, maybe you can share with us a little bit about their stories because they are very inspiring, and I so regret that they cannot join the family.
Back to your question, you were asking about the challenges I faced as a woman and also as a non-tech person. And yes, both Reem and Noor are, from non-tech backgrounds, which is an impressive common denominator for the three of us. But I'll let you in on a little secret. My first job actually was in tech. And my very first
Oh,
job out of university was in tech. I took the first job that came my way. I literally started working one day after my graduation, and it was in a tech company. And I think this exposed me to this, innovative world that I knew nothing about, having graduated studying economics and so on. And I've always had sort of a little passion back there for it. I'm truly inspired also by this whole, if I may call it, platform revolution that's going on, I mean, if you look at the top businesses in the world now, the majority of them are actually platforms. So it's really inspiring to continuously read and learn about this. But if I'm to take a, if I'm to talk about challenges, as a non-tech person, obviously, and as a young startup, the expectations are really high from us. We've just started. Our business model is complex because we want to combine different services together. But this is the beauty, of a platform business. And I think what I'm really what I'm finding it is a bit of a challenge is the tech side of things, knowing what to do, what coding language to use, etc. And I've made a few mistakes already, but I'm a good learner and I'm sure I'm going to nail it eventually. And on the other hand, as a woman, which is a great question you asked, and I think it's a very timely question as well, given COVID-19 and all. Women everywhere are facing, major challenges and setbacks, especially mothers, who ended up working from home while their children are studying from home. So it's been challenging for everyone. Also, it has majorly affected the events industry, which our initial business model was really focused on. So, but again, that's the beauty of and the agility of startups. You can pivot, you can rework your business model and just keep going. So this is what I would say. Noor is also an accomplished entrepreneur from the region. She has established two amazing startups. One of them she has just recently spun off, and it's all about offering freelancers online. So she started off with a company called Tarjama, which is literally the translation of translation from Arabic to English, and this is growing. She is now integrating new and additional, AI-driven solutions in the translation industry. She has also spun off Urid, which is the freelancing platform, and has recently acquired a business in this domain. So she's on a roll. As for Reem, Reem is focused on social impact measurement, and she started off with a business called Kamen, which basically also translates into hidden, something that's hidden. And it's really because she really wanted to address social impact and how to measure it. And then she took the next step forward. So her first business was a non-tech business. Then she decided to integrate it into a tech business, and she launched Wise, which is an analytics company. It's a social impact analytics company, a solution basically. And I applaud her because she has such a wonderful solution. And I think it's extremely necessary in this day and time that companies work hard on measuring their social impact, because we need to reconsider how to build back after this pandemic. We need to build back better. We need to think about our societies and our surroundings, and not just think about the profitability of our business. So I hope I've given the audience a little bit of an intro. It may be an unfair intro to the other two speakers, but
but
yeah.
Simply, Samar, I just want to come back to you. When you were talking about your business, you brought up 2 points interesting. You said that given the situation, first you saw the opportunity, so you leverage technology in order to be able to have all Arab women able who want to speak or even wouldn't dare speaking being on a platform. So the fact that it's technology and that is remote, a remote kind of a business, do you think that gives women more energy, more courage to join and um, to to think about the fact of even becoming a speaker? What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, Nabu, before starting the business, we conducted a survey and it was a small survey, but it was quite indicative for us before starting the business. And the majority of these women who were accomplished business professionals were shy to speak. They quoted issues as, lack of confidence. I'm shy. I dread going on a stage. I second the opportunity to my deputy or my junior. So we got all sorts of, amazing insights from this small survey that we conducted, and that helped us in designing the solution. So it's really not just about joining and immediately, putting you out there, but really it's a hand holding journey, to support the women. And that's why it's not just about speaking. It's really a growth and development journey. It's about representation. We're on a mission to, as I said, magnify their roles and their achievements and showcase them not just to young girls and women, but also to boys. I'm a mother of boys, and I'd really like them to see women from every sector represented in our region. So yes, it has definitely encouraged them to join.
Thank you so much. So, you said something very powerful. Representation matters, and I believe that Noor, Rim, and yourself really are doing a great job as also giving the courage also to women in your environment, in your culture, in your countries, to step up and maybe start something even as non-tech person. Because you remember yesterday, thank God we had a discussion, and Dream said something very interesting about the challenge. The biggest challenge for her was not really to start as a woman, but to start as she didn't really resent the fact of being a woman in tech because she had the support of her family, and she felt that she was really doing something. She didn't really think about her gender. She was just doing things, and people came along with her in her entourage and environment. But the real challenge for her was more how to start something in a tech environment when you have no knowledge of tech. And she wants the message that she was conveying is that it is possible. Even if you're a non-tech person, you can, but you still have to make mistakes, go a long way, learn, and be committed. Do you agree with me? Maybe you can add up to that, since um, beyond representation, you have also that friendship and solidarity you share with Brim and Noor, which is very important. And how does supporting each other in that industry also helps you to grow your business collectively and separately, the three
This
of
is
you?
such an important point, Nabu. I think it's the power of the crowd. Like we are, and honestly, Reem is one of them. Noor is one of them. A lot of amazing women out there. The power of women supporting women is just incredible. But going back to your point about Reem starting the business and going forward with it, and not even thinking about what gender issues are you talking about? I know a lot of women in our network who are like that. Some of them grew up in matriarchal societies. Their moms were working since they were young, or their moms were single moms, or, I really think it depends on the circumstances of your upbringing. There are obviously a lot of cultural and societal challenges or situations that come into play depending on your upbringing, where you were living, etc. And of course your education, because for me education is the cornerstone of empowerment in all cases. But there are a lot of women who never who I would say they're gender blind. They don't think of it this way, and they just go for it. Tech is particularly, I think, challenging in our case, given we are all from non-tech backgrounds. So obviously the support of those who've had the experience comes in handy, and I believe in the power of mentorship. People giving back. If you've made it, you need to start thinking about how to give back by helping others. But you know what, it is just amazing, and I keep saying that, that for some reason, when you are passionate about something and people see that you're passionate about something, they tend to switch gears and help you. You know, that there are, I'm so lucky to be surrounded by so many amazing people who have realized how passionate I am about what I'm doing. And, you know, they've just come in running to help. So I would say just be passionate about what you do, and let the world know about it. And obviously surround yourself with the right crowd, right? So look for these positive people who are really willing to give back as well. I mean, I trust you have the same or similar experiences as well, Naboo, being an entrepreneur yourself.
Yes, definitely. Very interesting. I would like to come back to what Noor is doing because I didn't get the chance, but I know that Tarjama and Read are two very important businesses because we're in a world that is more and more interconnected, more and more global, and language barrier can be quite a challenge for people. And the fact of having thought of starting an online translation freelance translation there's platform is do you I know you know Noor well, so you can share with me really the reason why she started that and the why behind her business.
I mean, it would be unfair to say I can fully represent Noor's story because she's such an accomplished entrepreneur. I really look up to what she has achieved so far. Tarjam has been, I mean, probably more than 10 years in existence now. So she started early. She was one of the pioneers in this domain. She identified that there was a gap, you know, with the Arabic language being used less and less every day, and but still it is a niche, you know, for you to actually be able to provide these services. And now Tarjum has gone like above and beyond with their services, and as I mentioned earlier, they're integrating new technologies, you know, AI driven solutions to translate. So I think it's phenomenal. They're also translating a lot of material for like the likes of Netflix and so on, which are all newcomers to our region in a way. So I think it's a great industry to be in, and I obviously wish her all the success. And I still can't fathom how she managed to start and spin off another successful startup. So kudos to her.
And do you have like in your environments? I know you and Noor live in AUA, in United Arab Emirates, and Rim told me that she is in Jordan. What is the
Mhm.
perception of the society towards you in terms of women in tech? Don't they think that tech is not for women, or don't they think that maybe you're too courageous? Perception of people, not of people in your family, but people outside your environment.
I think in general, this is not, I wouldn't call it a local conversation. This is sort of a global conversation. Obviously, there is a gap in gender representation or women's representation in tech. There are a lot of initiatives, though, that are addressing this gap at the moment, even from the region. There are networks that are specifically addressing, you know, women, Arab women in technology, or women in technology in the Middle East, and there are some that are even focused a little bit more like on STEM and STEAM. You know how they have the different acronyms now. So yes, it's a major gap, but it's not. I wouldn't single out our region when it comes to tech. I mean, it's similar to, you know, when you say there isn't enough funding for female startups or female entrepreneurs. It's very, very similar. Again, now in the region, there are a lot of initiatives. There are a lot of gender lens focused funds that are being launched. So I think we're getting there. Like there are incremental steps, baby steps, but things are happening on both ends. But I really believe that in order to get more women in tech and more women in STEM, and you know, across all of these male dominant industries, you need, I mean, this is where role models really kick in. And this is why, you know, we've taken it upon ourselves during COVID-19. As she is Arab, we were like, you know what, let's use this time, everybody's at home. We've launched a series of webinars since the beginning of April to showcase the amazing women that are on our platform across the different sectors. So like literally our previous our most recent webinar was on climate change. We had a webinar on STEM. We have another one coming up on STEM. So like I think representation, role models, truly, you know, sharing success stories and sharing also stories of failure. So not just stories of success, but also stories of failure is really important.
Thank you so much, Samar. Samar, I have another question for you.
Sure.
Okay, you're doing these webinars, but how in the future do you see you as game changers? Because you are game changers, I believe so, and not only as Arab women, but as women in general. Because the women in tech phenomenon is not only seldom in our regions in Africa or in the Arab world, but it's the same thing in the US or in Europe. So it's really you are world game changers because seeing you is can inspire a lot of women. But how can you make an impact, and what would be your ideas uh, as a as a group of person? I mean, to your three people, for me, three women. What could you do in order to encourage other women to leverage technology to start their business and to really leverage technology to create opportunities for themselves and others?
I think, you know, for the three of us, and I'll attempt to speak for the three of us, really to take up any opportunities to share our stories and speak about them, you know, because there are so many panels out there. Most of the panels at events are just, you know, male dominated. It's about time that, you know, at least one of us shows up and talks about it.